Hi, I'm Krista Peterson. Let's chat about children's ministry. One of the most common questions that I get is, what should our children's space look like? Well, let me tell you, I am of the biased opinion that children's space and preschool space, especially baby space or one-year-old space, should be the best space in the church. And this is why. And let me tell you, I could talk for an hour or two about what your space needs to look like and the requirements that you need to have, the furnishings you need to have, the safety features that you need to have. But let me just briefly give you some highlights to help you start thinking about that. And then I'd love to continue the conversation with your church. Just contact me and we could talk about it more. But let's think about this. If you have a prospective family that's coming to your church and trying to decide, is this a place where we want to plant our family and be a part of your church family, then before they ever hear the pastor preach, before they ever sit in a Sunday school class, before they ever worship with the worship team, they're usually dropping off their children into the children's classrooms. And so that space for the children makes a huge first impression. You know, honestly, I've been in churches around the state where I just walk around the building and I can tell this is more of a senior adult church than it is a church that attracts young families, because the senior adult rooms will have the cute little quilts on the wall and the embroidered stuff on the table, and the rooms look beautiful, the little cushions in the chairs, and then you walk down the hallway and you see children's furnishings that haven't been updated for 30 or 40 years. So it speaks a lot about your church. Just your space tells a lot about the priority that you give to children's ministry. And so look at your space with some new eyes and think, is this space the cleanest, the brightest, the most updated that we can do at our church to show our community that we care about and we love kids? There's some churches around the state you might want to go look at. First Baptist Ruidoso has done a great job. They hired a professional artist to come in and paint murals on the wall as the entrance into their children's area. So they have these beautiful murals. And so it's interesting and it's fun for kids and inviting for kids to come in. But First Baptist Artesia is another church that kind of remodeled their children's area. And they have some bright color on the walls and have done a great job. They even have a Lego wall where the kids could put Legos on the wall in the entrance into their children's area, and a chalkboard wall that they can write on the things that they're studying for that day. And it looks great. It just looks inviting for children and families. So that's an important priority, is to from the first impression that families are getting, that they know that this is a space, a church that loves kids and cares about kids. Now, once you get into the classroom, I wouldn't put the bright colors, because we want kids to help them focus in on what we're teaching for that day. You know, as I walk into school classrooms, I see stuff all over the wall, alphabets, rules, grammar rules, all kinds of things all over the walls. But those teachers get like 30 hours a week with those kids, whereas on Sunday mornings, we're lucky to get 1 or maybe 2 hours with kids that we have. So we want to help them focus in on what we're teaching for that day. Maybe have the one teaching picture so that they can walk in and go, oh, we're learning about Noah today, and have maybe a Bible verse put on the wall, the one Bible verse that we're studying that day or the theme for the month, to help them focus in. Another important thing that we need to do in our children's rooms is sometimes we just need to remove clutter and old stuff. I know what happens at churches. You get a pile of stuff and everybody thinks, I don't know if I need to move that because it might be somebody, or somebody might want that stuff. And so that pile is still sitting there a year or two later. So take the initiative to clear out the room and make it as neat as possible. You know, sometimes kids react in their behavior to a room that's kind of cluttered and chaotic, then they'll react in their behavior in the same way. So if you have a nice, clean, neat room, then it helps the kids kind of be neat in their behavior and in the things that they're doing, and helps them to be ready to learn. And always consider safety as an important part of what you look at in a classroom. Are the outlets covered? In a baby and 1-year-old or 2-year-old room, are the toys sanitized with bleach water and a clean space? Does it smell nice in your nursery area or baby room area? All those things contribute to making a great first impression with the building and the space that you have. So take a fresh look at the things that you have in your classroom, and let's continue this conversation. Just contact me at kpeterson@bcnm.com. Thanks.